Hello, everyone. Hope you guys are doing absolutely amazing, absolutely great. So, in this video, we are going to start chapter number 7 of operations management, which is economics of maintenance and spare management. And trust me, in just 2.5 hours, we would be covering all the practical aspect, almost all the practical questions which are covered in the module. And this video will be in very simple English so all can watch. Why you need to watch this video? Because if you are trying to solve this chapter on your own, then you will realize that institute has done a lot of mistakes while solving the solutions, which we have rectified here. Also, I've presented solution with you. So, guys, trust me, in this 2.5 hours, you will be very confident with the topic. And if you fear with OMSM, trust me, just watch for 30 minutes at least, and you will automatically develop some interest. So, guys, happy learning. Fasten your seatbelt. Let's start. Hello, everyone. Hope you guys are doing absolutely amazing. So, today we are going to start chapter number 7 of strategic management and operations management for your CMA Inter Group 2. Before starting this chapter, I'll just explain you how many chapters are there and in chapter number 7 what all topics we are going to cover. So, this is paper 9 of your CMA Inter and as the name says operations management and strategic management. Operation management covers 60%, whereas strategic management covers 40%. Now, the chapter which we are going to start today is economics of maintenance and spare management. And this chapter covers only 5%, or I should say, only 5 marks in your examinations. And this is the reason why together we are going to finish this chapter in a very small duration. And if not small duration, it would be of 3-4 hours. I don't know. I've just started recording. But after watching this lecture, you would have 100% clarity with all the practical questions plus all the theory concepts. We will mainly focus on practical questions of your module as there are 99% chances that you will get exactly same question as what is given in your module. So without wasting much of our time, let's get started. So in chapter number 7, there are 8 concepts and there are 12 questions. What are these concepts? First one is cost of maintenance, then cost comparison, failures, mean time, buffer stock, downtime, reliability, and replacement. And total number of questions are just 12 questions. Along with the practical part, we have 8 concepts of theory. So, can I say that 8 plus 8 only 16 things we have to cover and only 12 questions we have to see. Then we would be done with our chapter number 7. So basically, to give you idea of what this chapter is about, as the name suggests, it is about maintenance. As CMA professional, you always have to deal with the cost. And in this chapter, we will deal with the cost of maintenance of our machineries, cost of maintenance of our machinery, how to deal with failures of machinery, how we have to compare our two costs. Suppose there is a decision that we can incur a maintenance cost or we have to replace the machinery. So this all decisions we have to make in this chapter. Let's get started with concept number 1, cost of maintenance. Now I'll try to focus on practical questions first, and theory related to all these concepts will be covered in a later video or in the second half of this lecture. So now in our module, we can see that question number 1 comes from concept number 1. So we'll directly jump into question number 1 and there we will learn the concept. So guys, as you can see that this extract I have taken from your CMA Inter module. So we are, as this module is our god, so we are going to stick into this module only. Now, what my question number 1 says, it says that Messrs. Nirmala Toolkit Private Limited has a workshop comprising 20 tool machineries. To improve the preventive maintenance plan, the workshop manager collects the data of failure history. Now there is some data given. What we have been asked, it cost 150 rupees to attend the failed machinery and rectify the same. Compute the yearly cost of servicing the broken down machinery. As the question suggests, first of all, we have to calculate the number of failures and simply multiply it with cost per failure, and we would be done with our final solution, which is cost of maintenance per year. Now, let's analyze the question first. What does this table suggest? What does this table says? So this says elapsed time after maintenance attention in months and probability of failure. Let me explain you what do we mean by elapsed time after maintenance attention. So as the name suggests, suppose my machine got breakdown in January, and now again next maintenance happens in June. So can I say that elapsed time between two failures or elapsed time after the maintenance attention is 6 months, guys? So this is my first part. It means that my for the 6 months my machine runs in a good condition, and again in seventh month or at the end of 6 months it gets breakdown or it gets failure. So for 1 month my machine runs in a good condition and then it gets failed, probability is 20%. Now my machine runs in a good condition for 6 months, and then after 6 month failure occur, probability is 20%. So from class ninth, our mind is designed in such a way that whenever we see probabilities, we just tend to multiply and add it up. We tend to multiply this and add it up. So same thing we have to do here itself. Now, what we will get after multiplying this and adding this up? Guys, two logics. First of all, probability of failure is given is 20%, 15%, 15, 15, 15, and 20. So this scattered probability we have to make it one. That's why we have to multiply and add it up to make it 100%. And secondly, we have to calculate, guys, average elapsed time, average elapsed time after maintenance, or we have to just calculate what is the average period for which my machine runs in a good condition and then it requires my failure. So if I multiply all these probabilities and add it up, it will give me something in months. It will give me something in months, and analysis would be that after this month, after running for this period of month, my machine will get one failure. So this is analysis of this table, and solution is simply we have to multiply and add it up. So let's solve till here and then we shall move ahead. So guys, please keep your notes open, copy open, pen on. Solution. First of all, we will prepare working note 1. Just ignore my handwriting. Working note 1 would be calculation of average elapsed time. How would we arrive at this number? 1 into 0.2, right? 2 into 0.15, 1 into 0.2, 2 into 0.15, 3 into 0.15, 4 into 0.15. This is just percentage. 6 into 0.20. So if I multiply all these things, 1 into 0.2, 2 into 0.5 m plus, 3 into 0.15 m plus, 4 into 0.15 m plus, and 6 into 0.2 m plus. This gives me 3.5 months. So what do we mean by 3.5 months? 3.5 months is that in 1 year, in 1 year, my machine runs in a good conditions for 3.5 months and then it occurs one failure. Then after running for 3.5 months, it again occurs its second failure. Then after running for 3.5 months, again I see my third failure. Now what I have to calculate, let's see at the question. It asks me that I have to compute the yearly cost of servicing. So can I say that if in 3.5 months my machine breaks down for the first time, how many times my machine breaks in 1 year? I can simply get with yearly cost is equal to number of failures in 1 year into cost of failure. This is my final answer. Now to calculate number of failures in one year, simply can I say that 12 months divided by 3.5 months is the total number of failures in 1 year. After getting this, can I multiply it with my cost per failure, which is guys 150? The answer comes to be 12 divided by 3.5 into 150. 12 divided by 3.5 into 150. So my answer is guys 514.28 per machinery. Let's calculate again to cross verify. 3.5 into 150. Correct. So this is per machinery. Now how many machineries do we have? Let's go back to question again. Always keep in mind, after solving the answer, go back to question again just to check we are not missing any information. So what information we have covered till now? We have covered this whole table, right? We have also covered 150 rupees cost. We have also covered yearly cost. What we have not covered is 20. It means that I have to relocate my solution and again take back this 20 into consideration. So this is my per failure. Now total failure would be 5.4 into 2, 2 into 20, which comes to be 10285.71. So this is my final answer. Now let me check if guys this is open. We will just cross check our question with the solution with 384. I should have opened this beforehand, but no worries. Right, this is the question. Now, what is my solution? 10286 is my final solution. I cannot write here, but this is the line. 10286 is the final solution. Right. I hope you guys enjoyed. Now, let's jump to next topic. So, now we'll start with our concept 2. And what is our concept 2? Let's go back to our table. So now we'll start with cost comparison. Cost comparison. Let's go back to our workbook. Before solving, just a minute, just a minute. So for this topic, we are going to have four questions, guys. Four questions means this topic is a bit compulsory or a bit important. Before starting any question, let's jump to a little bit of conceptual clarity. So there are two types of cost. First cost is preventive cost and second one is breakdown cost. What is the difference between these two costs? Suppose you are having bike at your home. Now there are two options. First option is either you get its routine checkup. Routine checkup means proper air filters, engine oil, or else just wait for your bike to get filled. Wait for your engine to get filled and then after you get it repaired. So second cost is this repairing cost after it gets fails. So these are the two costs. Now tell me which one is preventive and which one is breakdown. So sir, obviously the cost which I am doing as routine maintenance is preventive cost, and once my bike get failed, the second cost is my breakdown cost. So these costs we have to compare and tell in our further topics that which cost is beneficial. Sir, obviously routine one is more beneficial as we are taking care of our bike beforehand, but this is not the case always. For example, I'll give you a small example. Suppose you are having your bike and routine maintenance cost 1000 rupees per month, but in case your bike gets failed, in case your engine gets failed, the cost to repair that engine is only 3000 rupees. Now tell me, do you want to incur this routine expenditure for the next 6 months, which will cost 6000 rupees, or once in a 6 month you can get your engine replaced? So obviously 3000 is much better. In this case, we would say that let my get bike get failed, and once it will get failed, I'll just incur the expenditure of 3000 and this will be the more beneficial approach. Now, let's go to our question. Let's go to our question. This is question number 2 of your module. Let's read it. A public transport system is experiencing the following numbers of breakdowns for the month of past 2 years in their new fleet of vehicle. Now, let's see. What are the number of breakdowns? Zero breakdown, 1, 2, 3, 4, and number of month this is incurred 2, 8, 10, 3, 1. It means that my question is saying 2 years. 2 years means 24 months. If I add these up, 8 plus 2, 10 plus 10, 20, this gives me 24 months, right? Now, analysis of this question is like, for the, suppose this is my 24 months. For the first 2 months, my breakdown is zero breakdown. For the next 8 month, there is one breakdown per month. For the next 10 month, there is two breakdown per month. For the next 3 month, three breakdowns per month, and for next 1 month, I will get four breakdowns per month. Okay, so this is what question is saying. Now let's move ahead. Each breakdown costs the firm an average cost of 2800. Guys, this is my first part of the question. Now, next part is, for a cost of 1500 per month, preventive maintenance can be carried out to limit the breakdown to an average of one per month. Which policy is suitable to the firm? So, what question is asking? In first case, it is saying that just go with breakdown cost, right? What is this breakdown cost? Simply, each time my machine gets failed, I'll just multiply it with cost, and this will be my breakdown cost. Now, case 2 says that you have to incur preventive cost also, right? Preventive cost, like your routine maintenance cost, and there will be limited number of breakdowns. So, you have to incur this breakdown cost also. So, sir, in case 2, we have to incur two types of cost, but in case 1, we have to incur only one type of cost. Now, we have to compare this cost. We have to compare this cost. The one which comes lower should be followed in our question. Just remember, in case 2, we have to incur two types of cost. First one is preventive cost, and second one is breakdown cost. It The question does not says that if we incur preventive cost, then there will be no breakdown or no failure. Question says that if we incur some of the preventive cost, then this breakdown and number of failures will be less. It would not be zero, but it would be less than case 1, right? Let's write this fairly. So, first of all, we would compute existing cost, or I would say breakdown cost, and this cost would be, guys, number of breakdowns into cost per breakdown. So can anyone tell me what would be my total number of breakdown? How would I calculate this? So simply we have to multiply this number with month, and we will get our number of breakdowns, right? So my number of breakdowns would be, so there were zero number of breakdown for the first 2 months, right? There was one breakdown for the next 8 months. There was two breakdowns in the next 10 months. There were three breakdowns for the 3 months and four breakdown in 1 month. So this was my number of breakdown, which comes to be 41. So in the span of 2 years, total number of breakdowns are 41. And what is the cost of breakdown? This is 2800, which comes to be 114800. So under case 1, my cost of breakdown is 1,14,800. Now let's go to case number 2. What does case number 2 says? Case number 2 says that for a cost of 1500 per month, 1500 per month is my fixed cost. 1600 per month is my fixed cost, which I have to incur for the next 24 month in order to bring my breakdowns or failures to one per month. It means if we incur this preventive cost, my breakdowns would be limited down to just one per month. Now there are two two breakdowns for the 10 months, three breakdown for the 3 months, breakdown for the 4 month 1 month. Now this will be limited to just one breakdown. Let's note it down here. In case 2, guys, in case 2, there would be two costs, right? The first one is prevention cost. The prevention cost is the fixed cost. So what is my prevention cost? This is, guys, 1500 per month into 24 months, right? This comes to be 36,000. Now my next is cost of breakdown or breakdown cost. My breakdown cost is, first of all I have to calculate number of failures and multiply it with cost. So how many breakdowns or how many failures do I have to see in this whole 24 months? So question says this will be limited to one breakdown per month. It means 24 months into one breakdown. This is my total number of breakdown, and cost of one breakdown is same, which is 2800. Just a second. What is happening? This to this. Okay, I think I have to write here. 24 into 2800, which comes to be 67,200. So in case 2, I my total cost is 36,000. Uh, Just a second. Just ignore my handwriting, guys. I'm writing a bit fast. Don't write this type of handwriting in exam, or else don't blame me. So total cost is preventive plus breakdown, which comes to be 36,000 plus 67,200. And this is 1,03,200. So just remember, in case 1, my total cost was 1,14,000. And in case 2, it comes to be 1,03,000. So what would be my answer? Answer would be preventive maintenance is better. And why it is better? As it results in cost savings of rupees 1,14,800 minus 1,03,200, which comes to be 11,600. Now let's compare it with module. I'm sure I have just seen that module answer is not matching. And why it is not matching? Because they have done, I don't know what hell, confusing calculation. See, they have calculated. Why I can't write here, yeah? Just a second. Great. So I don't know what they have calculated. First of all, they have computed some type of probability and then expected number of breakdowns. So guys, they have calculated in the form of per month calculation, and answer will not 100% match, but it will slightly match with our answer. You need not to match with the module's answer, because they have done some sort of calculation, this complex calculation, and no marks will be deducted for the calculation which we have done. So don't worry. Okay, how can we compare this? So what was our cost saving? Our cost saving was 11,600 for 24 months, right? Which comes to be 11,600 divided by 24, somewhat 483 rupees per month. And what is module's solution? Module solution is 4788 and 4300. 4788 minus 4300. This is guys 488 per month. Okay, so just we have verified roughly that our cost is matching. And why exactly these two numbers are not matching? Because of this probability issue, right? So don't worry, you can solve what we have solved in our paper and you will get 100% of the marks. Now let's jump back to next question. Next question is of similar type. What is my next question? Next question is guys question number 7, right? Just a second, just a second. So now we are going to start question number 4, illustration 4 of this chapter. And trust me guys, this is the one of the difficult question of this chapter, also important. We'll also see logic of this question, and also we'll learn the process that how we have to solve this type of question in exams. First of all, just tell me what all we have covered. In question number 1, we have directly calculated cost of maintenance, right? In question number 2 and question number 7, we have compared two costs. And what were these two costs? First was preventive versus we have calculated breakdown cost. Now, in question number 7, now in question number, sorry, in question number 4, which we are going to solve now, we have to compare preventive cost versus breakdown cost. But this question involves probability. And why this question becomes complex is because it involves this element, which is probability. Now, we are going to read this question and we are going to solve this question very quickly. Messrs XYZ Limited has 50 identical machineries, right? The company has recorded figure for cost of preventive maintenance and cost of breakdown maintenance as 20 and 100 respectively, which means preventive maintenance cost is 20 and breakdown cost is 100. The company wants to issue reduced breakdown cost while minimizing preventive cost. Given is the data on breakdown occurrence. So some data is given here. Now nothing is given here, right? Oh my god. So question is completed, guys. Question is still here only. So in module, when you will see that the question is only till here. So now you have to apply your brain and think that what question is going to ask. So how we will think, the question is given preventive maintenance also, and question is given breakdown maintenance also. Now it asks that company wants to reduce the total cost, and how we are going to reduce the total cost? By comparing both the cost and making arriving at a single decision. So this is how you analyze the what question is asking. Now let's read the table. It says months after servicing the breakdown. It means time period between two failure, or we can say that this is the time period where my machine runs in a good condition. 1 month it's 10%, 2 months it's 5%. So guys, this is second month. Third month it's 5%. Now if I want to check at an overall level of 3 months, we have to add this probability. Let's look at question. Let's look while we'll be solving the question. All right. So let's start. First of all, we know that we have to compare two costs. So we'll start with our first cost, and first cost is breakdown cost. What is my breakdown cost? I have written breakdown cost. So my breakdown cost would be total number of failures into cost of failure. Now, what would be my total number of failure? So we have seen that if the question gives us probability and month, we simply have to multiply it and add it up. And what we get? We will get, suppose if we multiply this month by probability of breakdown, we will get, guys, average months after servicing that breakdown occurs. Simply, we will get that what is the average number of month after which we require one breakdown or one failure occurs. So if we multiply and add it up, we will get 5.4. So 5.4 is the month. 5 after 5.4 month, one failure occurs. After 5.4 month, one failure occurs. Or we can also say that for the period of 5.4 months, our machine is in good condition. And after each 5.4 month, I face one failure. So simply, total number of failure in 1 month, 1 year would be 12 month divided by 5.4 month into what is the cost of failure, guys? Cost of failure is 100. Now, if I divide 12 with 5.4, I simply get 2.22, right? So 2.22 are number of failures. And what is the cost of this failure? 100. So this is triple two rupees, right? So is my this part of solution is done, guys? Done? It's not done, right? Now, one thing we have to keep in mind that this is for one machinery. We also have to multiply this with number of machinery, and this gives my 50 machineries. So triple two into 50 is 11111. So this is my annual cost. This is my annual cost. If I want to get monthly cost, simply divide it with 12, which will give us 925 rupees per month. So this is my case one. This is my case one where I am not incurring any expenditure on preventive maintenance. I am just relying on breakdown cost. Now I have to compare my second cost, and this one is my preventive plus breakdown, right? We have to analyze the cost between these two scenarios and then make a decision. So to analyze this cost, what I'll do, I'll make one table. First of all, I'll write here, guys, cumulative months. Secondly, what I'll write here is number of breakdowns. Now, next, what I'll do, I'll calculate here breakdown cost. Now, I'll calculate preventive cost, right? And total of this will become total cost. Now, I'll also write here, guys, average total cost. This is the format which you have to prepare in your examination. Now, let's start with our solution. Guys, now I'll just start with first month. We'll go to question, right? What our question says? Our question says, guys, our question says that after 1 month, the probability of breakdown is 0.1 or 10%. After 1 month, probability is 10%. So I'll see that total number of machineries are 50 machineries, right? And after 1 month, at the end of 1 month, my probability of breakdown is 10%, which gives me 5, right? What will be the cost of this 5? My breakdown cost will be 5 into 100, which comes to be 500 rupees. What would be my preventive cost? So always remember, preventive cost is fixed cost, which anyways we are going to occur. So for one machinery, it's 20 rupees. For 50 machinery, it's going to be 1000 rupees. What would be my total cost? So my total cost would be 500 plus 1000, which is, guys, 1500. What would be my average cost? So average monthly cost would be 1500 divided by 1, which is 1500. So till now, what we have seen that if we run our machinery for 1 month and incur preventive maintenance also, so for 1 month we are going to incur 1500 rupees. But if we don't incur this preventive maintenance, we are only going to incur 925 rupees. So this was analysis of first month. Now we have to go to second month, right? And we have to solve for each and every month. What our second month says? So after second month, like after 2 months, so after 2 months, what will be my probability of failures? So I multiply 50 with 0.1 plus 0.15 or 0.05. Why? Because at this level, we are comparing that after 2 months, what will be my probability of breakdown? And after 2 months means this is the separate probability we have given. We have to combine the probability of these 2 months. So after 2 months, my probability would be 50 into 0.10 plus 0.05, which comes to be 0.15. So it gives me, guys, 7.5. So can I say that after 2 months, 7.5 machinery will get failure? So answer is wrong. Here is the catch and complexity of this question, right? Now I'll explain you what's complex here. Suppose this is January, this is February, and this is March, right? What we are seeing that after 2 months, today we are standing here, and now we have to calculate probability of failure. So simply, what we have seen till now is we have seen that probability of 50 machine getting failed after 2 months is 0.15 into 50, right? Which comes to be 7.5. But what about the machinery, guys, which got failed here and which we have already repaired? We have seen in the question, right, that there are various probability. My machinery will run for 1 month also, for 2 months also, for 3 months also. So from January to February, there must be one failure. And what was that failure we have seen in the last part? It was five machinery. So these five machine will again get repaired, again get failed in the month of March, right? So these five machineries will again get failed in the month. And what is the probability? Since only 1 month has passed between Feb and March, this probability is 0.10. So guys, zero point 0.5 machinery will also get failed, and total probability of failure is 8. Too much to remember, too much to analyze, too much to be logically find out these solution. Just relax, guys. This is the analysis. This is the analysis. You don't have to analyze the question and solve. You have to just learn the process, because if you will go by this process, if you will go by this process, analyzing each and every scenario, minimum 3 hours you need to complete one solution, and 3 hours we only get in our exam to complete full paper. So this is the analysis which I have told you. But don't, just if you are not even understanding this na, just relax. i have also I have also written this for you, so later on you can just read this. Does this says? It says that there are 50 machinery total, right? And in the first month, probability of it getting failed is 10%. In the second month, it's 5%. So for first and second month, is total is 15%. Now in total, my question says that after 8 months, my probability is 100% that all the machinery will get breakdown or failure. Now in the second month, 7.5 machinery will be breakdown or it will get failed, right? But the machine which got repaired in the first month end can also get breakdown as the 1 month has passed. So these five machine has to be again repaired, and again we have to calculate this probability, right? I understand this was a bit technical part, just but don't worry. I'll tell you how you have to write in the examination. So guys, the five machinery, these five machinery will again get breakdown, and probability of 0.5 zero point 0.1. Why we have taken? Because 1 month probability is 0.1, right? So 8 machinery. What is the cost of 8 machinery? 800 rupees. What is the probability of this preventive cost? It's going to be same 100. Now total cost 1800, and average cost 1800 divided by 2, 900. It means even after 2 months, my probability is 9. My In this case, I have to incur 900 rupees, while in the previous case, where only breakdown cost was there, my cost was 925 per month. Now, since this cost is reducing, we will again go to third month. The month where this cost gets increased, we will stop and say that we are done till here, right? Now again, I'll go to third month. In third month, guys, probability of all the 50 machine getting failed is, again we'll just make a sum of this thing. 0.1 plus 0.5 plus 0.5, right? So this comes to be 20%. So I'll write here 0.20, right? This comes to be 10. Now these eight machineries which were already repaired has will also get breakdown. And what is the probability of these? Since only 1 month has passed, Since only 1 month has passed, guys, since only 1 month has passed, what is the probability of 1 month? It's 0.10%. You can go back to the question and see again. Now again, what about the five machineries which got repaired in the first month, and probability was 2 months have passed, so probability is 0.05, right? How will we write down? First we'll write 5, first then we'll write 8, 0.05 and 0.10, right? 11.05. Relax. I'll explain you again how this 11.05 came, right? Don't worry. This analysis you don't have to remember in exam, right? You only have to remember the solution part. So today we are here, and now we are comparing the cost. So till 3 months, my probability of failure is 0.2 for the 50 machines, right? For the five machines which got failed in this month, my probability is 0.05. That 5% probability is it will again have to it will again fail, it will again get failed, is 5%. And this 8 machine, since 1 month has passed, failure probability is 0.10%. And how I am calculating this 0.1 or 0.5, you just have to go to the question. Sorry guys if I am confusing a lot, but this is how this question is built. Since 1 month has passed, probability is 10%. So in our last scenario, 8 machineries were repaired and only 1 month has passed, so we'll multiply it with 0.10. I hope I am clear till here. Now 11.05 into 100, this is 1105. Again, preventive maintenance is same, 1000. Total cost would be 2105, and average cost would be 2105 divided by 3. This comes to be 701. It means my cost is still decreasing. I'll go to next case. What is my next case, guys? I'll go to fourth month. More complex, right? Now, probability of all the 50 machines getting failed is, now we'll add up all the four probabilities and it comes to be 0.3. Now, I am going to tell you one trick. And what is this trick? This trick is, guys, simply copy paste these two, last two. Just a minute. First of all, we will write down the machineries, number of machinery. So in the 4 month, my 5 machinery will get repaired, then 8 machinery, and then this 11.05. How this 11.05 came? This 11.05 came from here to here, right? Now what I'll do? I'll just write the probability. So here my probability is 0.05. Again here is 0.05, and in 11 point again 0.01, and the logic I have already shared. So you can compare these two part, right? Let me calculate this part. This is 0.25, 0.40, 0.10. Total comes to be 16.75, right? 16.75 into 100. So 1675, 1000, 2675, and average cost would be 668. So again, my cost is getting reduced. So I'll go to my next case also. Oh my God, so many cases. Just a minute. Now, guys, going to fifth month. Probability is again, you will add these up and this comes to be 0.45. Now just copy paste this part, 5, 8, 11.05 and 16.75. So I have just copy pasted this and this, right? Now what about probability? How we have to multiply this probability? So for the machine which got repaired, 5 machinery, guys, 4 months have passed. 4 months have passed, right? For this 5 machinery, 4 months have passed. For this 8 machinery, 3 months have passed. For this 11.505 machinery, 2 months have passed. And for this 16 machinery, 1 month have passed. So for this 5 machinery, 4 months have passed, right? So what is the probability of fourth month? Probability is 0.10. In the 4 month, my probability is 0.10. I'll simply multiply it with 0.10. For eighth machine, this is my probability 0.05. For the 2 months, my probability is 0.05, and for the 1 month, it's 0.10. If you multiply, you will get 25.63, right? What would be my cost? 25.63 into 100, 2563. Preventive cost 1000. 3563 is my total cost. And average cost 3563 divided by 5. So 3563 divided by 5 comes to be 712. Oh my god. So cost is increasing here. So we would say that in this scenario, best month is fourth month. So till 4 month we can incur preventive maintenance also and breakdown maintenance also, which will cost me 668 per month, right? So if we compare both the scenario, now is the time to compare both the scenario. How we'll compare both the scenario? So we will say that in breakdown maintenance, what was my per month cost? It was 925 per month. In preventive maintenance, what was my cost? Till fourth month, it was my 669 per month. So we would say that we have to incur we have to incur preventive maintenance till fourth month, and then we can replace the machinery. And what is the cost of this saving? Suppose if I divide 925 minus 669, 256 per month is my saving between both the scenarios. Let me show you the solution. Guys, this was the most difficult one. Mhm. Just a second. So guys, this 925 is first cost. And what is my second cost? So again, they have prepared some table. Don't worry, relax. You have to follow the my approach, which I have shown you, right? So here, their first month average cost was 1500. Same. Their second month cost was 900. Third month was 701. This is the average cost, right? 4 month cost was 668, and fifth month it got increased to 712. So we'll stop here. We will only solve our question till 712. You don't need to solve this part. Why? Because it will take a lot of time. Really, it is going to take a lot of time. So 668 is the average cost. Now we'll say that there is the amount is 257 per month less, right? So there is 7 of 257 rupees, saving of 257 rupees, 256 or 257, right? So our answer is getting matched with module. So this is how you have to solve question of probability, where you have to make where decision making is involved between preventive cost and breakdown cost. So guys, don't spare too much time on finding the logic, right? This I have written only for your analysis purpose. Just go through this once. Otherwise, focus on learning the process. Sir, what are you saying? You are saying me to learn the process? Yes, guys, you have to learn the process. There are some questions where you have to do rectification. If you try to solve them logically, 3 to 4 hours, just one question will take. How we are going to solve this question? I've told you very clearly. First 50 machinery, then again copy this 5 to this here. Now again this copy this 55 and 8 to here. Just start copying pasting 55 8 11, 55 8 11, and then you have to take this probability when in the fifth month, guys, 55, 8, 11, and 16. 55, 8, 11, 16. Right? Again, you have to multiply it with probabilities. So this was question number 4. I hope you understood. If you guys don't have, if you have any problem in this question, just you can ask me. You can coordinate. You can call me or text me. I'll explain you once again. I hope this is clear. So now we are done with our question number 4, which was the most difficult part of the question, which I believe, no, most difficult part of the chapter, which I believe. Now we are jumping to our next topic, and our next topic is, guys, mean time between failure and also number of failures. So these two things, which is our next topic. This we are going to cover through one of the questions of the module, which is illustration 3. Before starting the question, let me tell you what is mean time between failure and what is number of failure, right? Suppose I have a machinery. I have a machinery which runs for 200 hours. And in this 200 hour, my machine gets failed 2 times, right? So in the span of 200 hours, my machine get failed for the 2 times. So can I say that mean time between failure is 100? 100 means my machine runs in a good condition for 100 hours, right? Mean time between failure is also 100 hours. And can I say that time period between two failures? Time period between two failure is also 100 hours. So simply what I am trying to explain you is mean time between failure is also 100 hours, right? Time between two failures. Time between two failures is also 100 hours, and the time which my machinery runs in a good conditions, run in a good condition, is also 100 hours. It means mean time between failure, or time between two failures, or the time in which my machine runs in a good condition, all these three terminologies are one and the same thing. So whenever you see anything, just you need to remember that these all are same. So just remember this example. What my example was, that my machinery is running for 200 hours and it get fails for the 2 times, and my mean time between failure comes to be 100 hours. So can we derive formula? Right. So my mean time between failure is equal to total time, guys, divided by number of failures. My total running time was 200 hours and my number of failures were 2. It means mean time between failure is 100 hour. Right. I hope you are confident with this explanation. Now we'll jump to our question. Where is my question? So this is, guys, question number 3. What does it say? Indian Electronics manufactures TV sets and carries out the picture tube testing for 2000 hours. Right. A sample of 100 tubes was put through the quality testing, during which two tubes failed. If average usage of the TV by the customer is 4 hours per day, and if 10,000 TV sets were sold, then in 1 year, how many tubes are expected to fail, and what is the mean time between failure? So there are two parts of the question. What is my first part? My first part says that my tubes run for 2000 hours and 100 tubes are there. So we need to calculate mean time between failures for these tubes. And second part, if actually if actually the customer runs the 10,000 TV sets and he runs for 4 hours per day, then actually how many failures would it happen? So two parts are, first part is to calculate mean time between the failure, and second part is to calculate number of failures. Now let's start with the solution. So simply, first of all, we will write computation of mean time between failure. What was the formula, guys? The formula was total time divided by number of failures. How do we see what is the total time? So it says that 100 tubes were put through this quality test, during which 2 tubes failed. So it means 98 tubes were running in a good condition, right? And two tubes failed. So for those 98 tubes, what is my running hours? So this is 2000 hours, guys, right? And what would be my running hour for these two tubes? Zero. Now, how many failures divided by number of failures? So what is my number of failures? My number of failures are 2, right? So can I say that mean time between failure is 98,000, sorry, 98 into 2000, 1,96,000 plus 0 divided by 2. So can I say that my mean time between failure is 99,000, or my TV runs in a good condition for 99,000 hour, or timeline between two failures is 99,000 hours. Is this correct, guys? So let me tell you that this is wrong. Why, sir? Why this is wrong? So this is how your CMA Institute plays with us, right? Since nowhere it was mentioned that my two tubes are running for how many hours, so basic assumption is that it will run for 0 hours. But our module has taken an assumption that since these tubes got get filled in the midway, and these run for at least half of the hours. So ideal solution based on this assumption would be, guys, 98,000, 98 into 2000 plus these two tubes were running for average duration, which is my 1000 hours. So it would be 198,000 hours divided by 2, which comes to be 99,000. Here it was 98,000, right? So 99,000 hours is my correct solution. So this is the assumption which we have to take in exam, that if nothing is said in the question, my these two tubes are running for average time period, and average time period is, it means the good conditions tubes are running for 2000 hours, so these damaged tubes must be working for 1000 hours. So this is the first part of the question, right? Now let's jump to second part of the question. What it says that second part is saying, if the average usage of the TV by customer is 4 hours per day, and if 10,000 TV sets were sold, then how many tubes were expected to fail? Guys, can we solve this very easily, right? Can I say how we can solve? So simply, my mean time between failure is 99,000 hours, and what is the total time which the customer is running? So this is 10,000 TV sets running for 4 hours per day, and in a year there are 365 days. So 10,000 into 4 into 365. Guys, 147.47 are my number of failures. How did I calculate that? Very simple. This is the total running time. This is the total running time. And this is mean time between failure, or this is the time in which my machine runs in a good condition. So out of this 146 lakh hours, my machine runs in a good condition only for 99,000 hours. It means that it get failed for 148 times around. Now you can also solve this through the formula which we derived. What was our formula? Mean time between failure is equal to total time divided by number of failures, right? Now what we want to calculate? We want to calculate number of failures. It means total time divided by mean time between failure. What is my total time? So my total time is this one, 146 lakh hours. So total time is 146 lakh hours. And what is my mean time between failure, which we calculated in the first part? It is 99,000 hours. This simply gives me 147.47, or 148 tubes. So guys, this was One of the good question which can come. Now we will simply compare this with the module. I don't know why it's not running. Stop. Right. So total test time is 2 lakh tubes. You need not to write this all. We will simply compare the solution. So 198 tubes are of testing. Right. I can't go down. Just a second. I'll simply go like this. Array. 148 tubes, guys. And this is 99 tube hours. So these are our two parts. And we are done with the topic. So now we are going to discuss one another concept which is very easy concept, and you guys will help me out in understanding the concept. So the question which relates to this concept is question number 5. Before jumping to question, let's jump to topic and let's understand what exactly the topic is. So next topic is buffer stock. Sir, what do we mean by buffer stock? What do we mean by buffer stock? Let's understand this with a help of example. So this is factory. This is factory, right? And you are appointed as the CMA professional or cost accountant of that factory. Now your CEO comes to you and says that the factory should not stop even a single minute. The factory should not stop even a single minute. We said yes, yes, sir. It won't get stopped. But you know that the spare part which is being used is known as gearbox, right? And even if a single gearbox gets breakdown, the whole machine will get stopped, right? So as a cost accountant, you have to keep in mind that you have sufficient quantity of gearbox in your spare parts so that it does not get out of stock and the production does not get stopped. So you call the factory manager, right? And you ask him a simple question. What you will ask, guys? Tell me, no, let me know. You will ask that how many times gearbox gets breakdown in a month, right? So he says that on an average, 5 gearbox gets breakdown. On an average, 5, right? So now you guys tell me in the comment box. You guys tell me that what buffer stock should you keep? What buffer stock or how much spare part should you keep? Just tell me. So if you are thinking that we have to keep 5 gearbox, then you are wrong. Why, sir? Because I told you that, even factory manager told you that this is the average breakdown, right? On an average, 5 gearbox gets breakdown, but this is the average. It means that in some month, 1, 2, or even 3 gearbox gets breakdown, or in a month, 8, 9, 10, 11, even 11 gearbox gets breakdown. So now let me ask you that how much quantity of buffer stock should you maintain? Sir, maximum is 11. So we will keep total stock as 11, right? This is correct. Now, how much buffer stock? Buffer stock is excess. So I would keep excess stock of 11 minus 5, that is 6 gearbox, right? So my answer is that buffer stock I will keep of 6 stocks. Total gearbox would be 11. So guys, this was very easy and simple concept, right? Now we'll jump onto our question and what our question says. It says that compute the compute the requirement of spares. Spares, guys, what do we mean by spares? So spares means maximum consumption minus average consumption, right? In our example, what was the maximum consumption? It was 11. And what was the average? It was 5. So answer was 6. So our question is asking us to calculate the spares. for breakdown of an item that exhibit the Poissonian behavior. What is Poissonian behavior? I'll let you know in some time. For failure rate with a mean breakdown rate of 5 items per month. It means average breakdown or average consumption. Why, sir? This is saying breakdown. This is not saying consumption. Both terms are equal because in my case, if five gearbox are getting breakdown, so I will consume that excess five, right? So in my case, this five is consumption only. So average consumption is given 5. If the lead time for procuring this spare part is 1 month, it means that any of the item gets breakdown and I have to order it from my supplier. It will take maximum of 1 month. And the service level of 90% is to be used. What buffer stock should be maintained. Now, let's jump to our formula. What was it? So buffer stock is Dmax minus D average. What is Dmax? Dmax is maximum consumption and D average is average consumption. So in our question, it is given that 5 is the average consumption. So what we have to calculate? We have to calculate Dmax, right? How will calculate Dmax? So let me tell you what is Poissonian behavior. So this is, we can simply say that it is also called as Poisson behavior. So it is a type of graph which tells us that historical, based on the historical data, we are going to calculate this buffer stock or maximum consumption or average consumption. So you just don't have to keep in mind anything, just this is the table part, this is a graph area, and we want to achieve 90% service level of 90%. And it means that the assumptions which we are using in this solution, it should be 90% accurate. So how we will calculate? We will go simply to the Poisson table. So in your exam, this Poisson table or the amount would be already be given. So this is the Poisson table. Now what our question is saying? So it is saying that, guys, average consumption is 5. So this is my average consumption, right? And what accuracy we want to maintain? So we want to maintain 90% accuracy. So how much stock will be needed? So where this 90% is coming? So remember, this is all, everything is my percentage part, and this is my consumption part, right? The answer is lying somewhere in this consumption, right? So average consumption is 5. So we are going to look into this part. Now it says that we want to achieve 90% accuracy. So where 90% is lying? Guys, 90% is lying somewhere between these two numbers. So we would say that 86% of accuracy we are getting in 7 stock item and 93% of accuracy we are getting in 8 stock item. So it means that the maximum demand, the maximum consumption is either 7 or 8. Now which one we have to consider? So we have to go with the higher number of accuracy. So it would be 93%, right? So I would say that on a safer assumption, I would assume the maximum consumption, the maximum breakdown would be 8. So Dmax would be 8 and my buffer stock would be 3. My total stock would be 8, but my buffer stock, the excess over average consumption, would be 3. So guys, this is the answer. How you have to solve this in an exam? So simply you can solve in this 4 or 5 lines, and you can write below that buffer stock required would be 3, right? Now in exam, either value of this 86% would be given to you, or value of this 93% would be given to you, or this Poisson table would be given to you. Just remember the percentage part would lie here. The percentage part would lie here, right? And this part is average consumption, and you have to get the value of x. Value of x lies here. So this is a very simple question. We would simply compare it from module. So buffer stock required to cover the lead time to cover 1 month period is mean consumption 5, referring to Poisson distribution table. For a is equal to 5, we have x is equal to 7 or 8, 86 or 93%. Thus, with the 7 item, 86% or 93% with the 8 item. So we would assume 8. This is the formula. D is buffer stock, D max minus D average, and buffer stock during the lead time would be 3 items. I hope this is very clear to you, right? I hope that question was very clear to you. Now we are going to jump into the next concept. You might be thinking, sir, you are jumping to concept in such a way that you are riding a bike. I hope you all are understanding, though we are going very fast. I don't think we are going very fast. We are just understanding the concept and then solving the question. And 99% of the chances are that in your CMA paper, only these questions are going to come, right? And still you have any doubt, I have already shared my number with you. You can call me anytime and you can text me anytime. So next topic is downtime versus spares. Let's learn this concept through next story. So what is our story? So our story is, we thought of starting our own factory, right? We thought of starting our own factory. Now we went to the shopkeeper to buy the big machine M1. The cost of machine is 10 lakh. So we finalized the machine and we were going out of the shop, and shopkeeper came from behind and he said that, wait, just take spare part also. We said, why spare part? He said that if this spare parts gets breakdown, your machine will be completely blocked, right? And there would be a downtime. It means that machine would not be in a condition to run. So we thought that, we asked him what is the cost of this spare part. So he told it's just 1 lakh rupees, right? So now question comes to you, that whether you will be buying spare part or not. So just tell me, what would you be buying spare part? We would need more information, right? So we are going to compare two scenarios. What are these two scenarios? Scenario one is buying a spare part today with machine, or not buying spare part, only bringing the machine. So we would think that suppose our machine gets breakdown after 1 year. So if we would be buying spare part today, how much money would be going out from our pocket? It would be 10 lakh for the machinery and 1 lakh for the spare part. It means 11 lakh. This part is done. Now if we don't buy machinery, first of all we will think that our machine would be running in a good condition for 1 year. This is the warranty given by him. So today I am going to spend 10 lakh rupees, and after 1 year my machinery is getting breakdown. So I would ask myself that, if my spare parts gets breakdown, how much time, what would be the lead time, what would be the time in which I can order the new one? So he said that you can get it in 10 days. It means for 10 days my machinery would be in a zero condition. I won't be operating anything. It means my factory would be shut down. So what would be my revenue loss for these 10 days? So I analyze that my revenue loss for these 10 days would be only 50,000 rupees. Are you here with me till now, guys? What we are comparing? We were comparing that a shopkeeper told us that buy this 10 lakh machinery and also buy 1 lakh spare part. Now we are analyzing whether we should buy this spare part today or we should not buy this spare part today. We will buy whenever our machine gets breakdown. So there were two situations. First of all, buying the spare part today. So if we buy a spare part today, we would have to pay 11 lakhs. That's simple and final. Now, if we don't buy a spare part today, we will ask ourselves that, after how much time our machine would get breakdown. So I told that warranty is of 1 year. So 1 year my machinery would be in a good condition. And after 1 year, if it gets breakdown, for the 10 days, my machine would be in zero condition to work. It means that I would get a revenue loss of 50,000 rupees. So whether spending 1 lakh rupees today is beneficial, or spending 1 lakh rupees after 1 year is beneficial, though we are having a revenue loss of even 50,000. So guys, spending money after 1 year is very beneficial, because here our revenue loss is very small. And we could invest this 1 lakh in anywhere and we can get our returns. Simply, what I mean to say, that we would compare our revenue loss versus cost of buying the spare, right? These two things we'll compare. If revenue loss is less,
then we would say that I will buy the spare part whenever I will need in the later stage. But if I would say that here revenue loss is of 1,50,000, so I would take that better to take this 1 lakh machinery today with us, right? Because later we would be incurring 1,50,000 of the revenue loss. So this was my concept, right? Now we'll jump to the question. What is our question? My question is, guys, the main shift of an equipment has a very high reliability of 99%. It means that the machinery is going to run in a good condition for 99% and it will get breakdown. There are only chances of 1%, right? The equipment comes from the Russian as a high downtime. The estimated, what is the downtime cost? It is 2 crores, right? Now, however, the spare part is quoted as 10 lakh at present. A lot of information is given. We will write down simply. Breakdown percentage 1%. Downtime cost means revenue loss. It is, guys, 2 crore rupees. And spare part, it is 10 lakhs. Right? Very simple question. So let's calculate. This is solution, right? So let's calculate what is the cost of breakdown. What is the cost of breakdown, guys? Is it 2 crore? No, it's not 2 crore. It is probability of failure into cost when breakdown occurs. What is the probability of failure? 1%. What is the cost that breakdown occurs? It's 2 crores. It means cost of breakdown is 2 lakh rupees. And what is the cost of spare part? It's 10 lakh rupees. So obviously, we won't be buying the spare part today. We will look at it whenever our breakdown happens. So today, I don't want to block my 10 lakh rupees, right? I don't want to block my 10 lakh rupees. It is the working capital which I need. So I will simply write that the cost of procuring the spare part is 10 lakh, whereas the revenue loss caused by breakdown is 2 lakh. It means I won't buy the spare part, and simply spare part won't be bought. The expected cost of downtime. The expected cost of downtime, probability of failure into cost when breakdown occurs, it's 1% into 2 crore, it's 2 lakh. Now, what it is written here? However, the cost of procuring the spare now is 10 lakh. Why would I spend this much of huge amount of money today? Right? If this 2 lakh would be 20 lakh, then I would say that logically, I don't want to incur revenue loss of 20 lakh rupees. Simply, I will buy the spare now. Therefore, the expected cost of downtime is less than the cost of spare. Hence, the spare parts need not be bought along the equipment. I hope this is very clear to you. So, let's jump into the next topic. Okay. What our next topic is? So, our next topic is, guys, replacement. What do we mean by replacement? So till now, we were replacing all the spare parts. But guys, at some point of time, I also need to replace my whole machinery. So this topic tells me that when do you have to replace your whole machinery and does not rely on replacing the spare parts or treating the breakdown or something like that, right? So how do I know that in which year I have to replace my machine? So basically, in this type of question, you will be the question will ask you that at what point of time do I need to replace my machine? At the end of third year, at the end of fourth year, or fifth year, or something like that, right? So we will understand this from one sweet example. Suppose you have bought your Pulsar 250. Though I know this is the old model. Let's say 350, Pulsar 350. What is the cost of this bike? It's 50K, right? So now I would say that you have bought a bike worth 50K. Now at first year the cost of maintenance is 10K. Maintenance cost is something like the tire is getting punctured or anything like that, right? Second year it's 20K. Second year it's 15K. third year it's 20k, and fourth year it's 40k. So when would you replace? So ideal answer would be whenever my average cost would start getting increasing. What is my average cost? So till till 1 year, at the end of 1 year, what is the total cost which you have incurred? You have incurred 60k, right? So average cost is 60k. At the end of 2 year, you have also spent 10k in the first year and 15k in the second year. So what's your average cost? What's your total cost at the end of 2 year? It's 75k. Average cost would be average cost would be 37.5k. It means that my average cost is going down. Okay, now I have ridden my bike for 3 years. What is my cost? 20k maintenance I have to give. So 10k also I have given, 15k also I have given, and now 20k additional I am giving. So total cost is 75, 95k, right? And average cost of this at the end of 3 years is 32k. Again, it's going down. Now, suddenly, suppose my engine got damaged and cost of replacement of that engine is 40k. So I would say that my total cost is 135k. And how many years have passed? 4 years. It means my average cost is guys 33.75. It means that from this part, 95 plus 40 is 135 divided by 4, correct. So from fourth year onward, my cost is getting increased. My cost is getting increased. So I would say that this is the year of my loss, and at the end of fourth year, I will replace my bike. So in this way, you have to analyze the question, that you have to calculate the average cost. Okay, you can't rely on 1 year's data. So you have to calculate the average cost, and the year my average cost gets starting increases, you simply have to replace the bike or machinery. Now let's jump to the question. Illustration number 8. What does it says? It says the firm is using a machine whose purchase price is 15,000, right? In our example, it was 50,000. The installation charges amounted to 3,500. So now this question is testing your accountancy part also. In accounts, what we have learned in accounts, guys, we learn that purchase price include installation cost also, and this installation cost can be depreciated, minus it uh, reduces the scrap value. So this question is also giving you what? Machine has a scrap value of 1500. Why this scrap value is reduced? Because at the end of the life of this machinery, we are going to get this money back. Okay, so we are not understanding accounts, so we'll discuss sometime later. And the depreciation is charged on this amount, right? Okay. So what is my cost of machinery? So machinery cost would be 15,000 plus 3500 minus 1500. So 17,000 would be my cost. The firm has a monopoly of this type of work, this all stuff. The maintenance cost of the various years is given. First year, second year, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and all this cost is given. Maintenance cost per year is given. The firm want to determine after how many years should the machine be replaced on economic consideration, assuming that the machine replacement can be done at the year end. So we all have already solved the example, and in the same approach we have to go. The difference is that we have to solve it in a very tidy way. Just don't ignore my handwriting. And what is the tidy here, guys? First is year. Second is purchase cost, right? Third is maintenance cost. Fourth is cumulative maintenance cost. Fifth is, guys, total cost. And next is the average cost, right? Year one, what is my purchase cost? It's 17,000. What is my maintenance cost? Just keep your module beside so that we don't have to jump to question again. It's 260. 260. Right. Cumulative maintenance cost. What is the cumulative maintenance cost? It's 260 only. And what is the total cost? So we will multiply PC plus cumulative cost, right? So it is 17260. Average cost 17260 divided by 1, 17260. Second year, purchase cost is going to be remain same. What is my maintenance cost? It's 760. What is my cumulative maintenance cost? 760 plus 260, 1020. Total cost 18020. And what will be my average cost? 18020 divided by 2. So it's 9010. My average cost is going down, right? It means I won't replace my machinery now. Again, what is my purchase cost? What is my maintenance cost? What is my cumulative maintenance cost? What is my total maintenance cost? So 17,000 plus 2120, it's 19,120. What is my average cost? 6373, right? Fourth year, 17,000 maintenance cost 1600, cumulative maintenance cost 2120 plus 1600, right? 3720, total cost 20720. 5180. Fifth year, 17,000, maintenance cost 2200, cumulative maintenance cost 5290, 22920, 22920 divided by 5. Oh my god, still my cost is going down. It means I'll run my machinery for 5 years till now. Let's see for what happens in sixth year. Sixth year, it's 17,000. Maintenance cost is 3,000. Maintenance cost is increasing day by day, right? Year by year. It means at some point of time, my average cost would also be increase. 8920, 25920, 25920 divided by 6, 4320. Seventh year, 17,000. Cost is 4100. Total cost is 13020. How this 13020? 8920 plus 4100. My calculator is not working. Right? One, two. What would be my cumulative cost? Total cost would be 30020. Are you here with me, right? 17,000 plus 13,000. Correct? 30020 divided by 7, 4288. Still my cost is decreasing. Eighth year, 17,000. What is my cost? 4900. 17920. 34920. 34920 divided by 8. 4365. Oh my god, it means the cost is increasing here. So what I'll say, I will use machinery till the end of seventh year. Why? Because at the starting of eighth year, the cost is so high that average cost is getting increased. So this is my solution, right? What we'll write? As average cost went up in eighth year, we will replace the machinery at the end of seventh year. Now let's check our solution from module. So guys, here they have calculated till ninth year, which was not needed at all. Why? Because the cost is increasing here itself. But you can do it in your examination. Either way, even if you don't do it, no marks will be lost. So what was their cost? 4288, and what was our cost? 4288. It means lowest average cost is 4288, which corresponds to n is equal to 7. The machine needs to be replaced every seventh year, right? I hope this is clear. In this question, how module is solved, that they have calculated all the cost and they have taken out the lowest one. And we have also done the similar thing, because the cost starts getting increasing from the eighth year. It means the seventh is the lowest year, right? So In either way, you can write it. So this was solution to question number eighth. Okay, so now we are starting our new topic. And again, what is the new topic, sir? So new topic is individual replacement. I will try to write good. Individual replacement or group replacement. Now let's understand this. How do we understand? Okay. So let's create an example that why individual replacement and why group replacement. Suppose you are mayor of a city. You are mayor. You know what mayor is, right? Or municipal corporation type mayor of a city. And there are 1000 poles, 1000 street lights, right? 1000 street lights. This type of street lights, right? 1000 street light. So either you have two options. What are these two options? First option is as and when the poles lights get damaged, just repair it. Either at day one, suppose 10 lights are getting damaged, so we can simply replace their 10 lights, right? In day two, zero lights. Day three, so 500 lights are getting suppose these are 1000 lights, right? So 5000 lights are got damaged. So in three, again I'm calling a crane or something, and then man I'm calling, and then they are just climbing the stair and climbing this and doing all the stuff. Or I have one other option. What is this other option? Simply I will wait till the end of year one, and simply I will replace all the machinery, right? All the street lights. So at the year end, suppose 400s were damaged. So I will replace this 400 also, and other 600 I will also replace. And why I will do this? Am I mad that I am replacing even the good ones? So this is known as group replacement. In this group replacement, 100% of the stock is this cleared, and everything is replaced. And the reason is that cost of replacement is very less whenever we are doing everything in bulk, so obviously cost is less. So one is individual replacement and one is group replacement. Now we have to decide that whether individual replacement is better or group replacement is better. So now let's go to our question. What does it says? It says that an electric company which generates and distributes electricity conducted the study on the life of poles, right? The poles which we took in our example. The repatriate life data are given in the following table. Year after installation. After 1 year, 1% of the poles are failing. After 5 years, 7% of the poles are failing. And after 10 years, 4% of the poles are failing. If we add this up, it adds up to 100%. It means after 10 years, 100% of the all the poles will be destroyed, or all the poles will be breakdown. This was individual cost. How? Individual probability, that at the end of year one only 1% of the poles were getting damaged. At the end of year two, 2%. At the seventh year, 20 poles are getting 20% of the poles are getting disturbed. So at the end of 10 year, all the poles are getting breakdown. Now our question is, if the company installs 5000 poles and follow our policy of replacing poles only when they fail, how many poles are expected to be replaced in the next 10 year? Right? In the next 10 year, every year, how many poles are going to be replaced? Very easy question. First part is, so what we have to calculate? Number of failures per year. This is only what question is asking. How many poles are expected to be replaced each year? So number of failures per year. And what is this? Total poles divided by average life of poles, right? Very simple. Total number of pole and average life of pole. And how we are going to get average life of pole? So guys, after 1 year, 1% of the poles are getting damaged. After 10 years, 4% of the poles are getting. So the best one is running for 10 years and the worst one is running for 1 year. So what is the average life of one pole? It might run for 5 years, it might run for 8 years, it might run for 7 years. So we how we are going to calculate the average? So average we are going to calculate as a working note 1. And how this working note 1 is? I hope you are understanding, right? We simply have to multiply and add it up. So this is the question. After 1 year 1%, after 2 years 2%, after 3 years 3%, after 4 years it's 5%, after 5 years it's 7%, after 6 years it's 12%, after 7 years it's 20%. You are understanding, right? Logically what we are doing. The worst pole is only living for 1 year, while the best one is living for 10 years. It means the average would lie somewhere between 1 and 10, na? Average mediocre student like me. So next. 8 into 30%, 9, 16%, and after 10th year, probability is 4%. If we add it up, I get 7.05 years, right? So, like, this is like student like you are getting 10 out of 10, and some student are getting 0 out of 10, and mediocre student like me are getting 7.05 out of 10. So, this is the average life of pole which we have calculated, right? Simply, what we will do? In our formula, we will put the solution. So total poles were 5,000 pole, and average life of one pole is 7.05 years. It means 709 complete failures per year. Complete failure per year. I'll see out of 5,000 poles in 1 year, approximately 709 poles are going to be damaged and replaced. First part question is done. We will also calculate cost, though the question is not asked that we can also calculate the cost. And what is the cost? Cost is, guys, 160 rupees. So 709.21, 160 rupees. It's 113473, right? Okay. So what module is done? Module has taken the assumption that they will round up to the lowest or highest, right? So even if you solve this, this is absolutely correct. But what you can do, if it is 7.9.5, then it would be 710, or it's below 0.5, so it would be simply 709 poles into 160. So this would give you 113440. Till now, this part is very clear and easy. Now we are going to jump into the next part, which is a bit difficult, I would say. What what we are going to cover in this part. So you might remember the average breakdowns, number of breakdowns which we have calculated in our previous concept, which was comparison of cost part. Preventive cost is better, or this breakdown cost is better. So how we prepared a table, and we were calculating the number of breakdowns. So in similar way, we have to solve here also. How we have to solve here? Let me prepare a table for you. This is year, right? This is number of, sorry, this is my purchase cost or initial cost, I can say, right? Now, third one is my maintenance cost. Fourth one is, guys, cumulative running cost or cumulative maintenance cost, then total cost, then average cost. First year, guys. What is purchase cost? So in then in this case, we don't have any purchase cost. We simply have the group replacement cost that incurs every year. And what is this group replacement cost? So we will calculate, before starting this part, we will calculate group replacement cost. Group replacement cost is 5,000 pole into 80 rupees. Why only 80 rupees? Because we are replacing all the poles, right? If we replace individually, the cost is double, 160. So 4 lakh is our group replacement cost, right? So in this, we'll write 4 lakh, not 4,000, right? What is the maintenance cost? So simply guys, right, 5,000 poles. And what is the probability of poles getting damaged in the first year? It's guys 1%, right? I hope you guys are carrying your copy notebooks and everything, right? This is 50. And what is the cost of this damage is 50, right? And what is the cost of this damage? It's 8,000. Now you would ask me, sir, why you are taking 160? We already took the 80. So 160 is cost of replacing the poles which are already damaged. The cost of replacing the good one is 80, right? So this is the damaged part. 8,000 rupees is the cost. Cumulative maintenance cost 8,000 only. Total cost 4 lakh plus 8,000. It's 408,000. Average cost 408,000 divided by 1. So in the same way we have to solve, right? The cost, whenever the cost starts getting increased, we will say stop here and we will replace the machinery or replace this all everything. Now let's go to year 2. In second year again the cost would be my 4 lakh only, since we are calculating the average cost. What would be my maintenance cost? So for the 5,000 poles, it's 2%. But for the poles which already got replaced 1 year back, they are also going to be replaced again. The same logic which I explained in that cost, that previous topic, same applies here. So the machinery which already got replaced and repaired in the first year, 1 year has also passed to those machinery or those poles. So again, they will get replaced. And what would be the probability? Probability would be 1%, right? So it would be 0.5, 100.5, or can I say 101? The logic which I told you just 2 minutes before, that if the it is 100.5, we can take it 101. If it is 100.4, we can take it 100. But even if you can take it 100.5, it is absolutely fine. What would be cost? So 101 into 160, and this would be 16160, right? What would be my cumulative cost? So it would be 8,000 plus 16, 160, 24,160. Total cost, average cost, simply this divided by 2. Now, next part. So here my cost is decreasing. So I'll continue to operate. Again 4 lakh. Now 5,000 probability is 3%, which comes to be 150. For the 50 poles which got replaced 2 years back, again it will get failed. So for those 50, probability is 2%. For the recent one means, guys, this 101, probability is 1%. How this 3 to 1 came? I hope you are understanding, right? We are going this in this order. If 1 year has passed, so this 1 year's probability. If 2 years have passed, so 2 years probability is 3 years has passed, 3 years probability, and so on. 10 years has passed, four. The answer would be 4. It's 1.01. It's 152. 160. The total cost is 24320. What would be my cumulative cost? So it's going to be 48480. What would be my total cost? So 448480. How come? 48,000 plus 4 lakh. What would be my average cost? So 448480 divided by 3. And the answer is 149,493. It means my cost is still decreasing. So I'll go to one more year to find out whether the whether I should continue or not. I think I need to draw this. Wait for a second, right? Really sorry, guys, for the handwriting issue. Even I am new to this pen tab, right? It is very hard to operate. Now we are good. So let's jump to fourth year. Fourth year, my cost would be fixed cost would be same, right? Now this 5,000 would be 5% probability. 50, the 50 which we replaced in the first year has a probability of now 3%. Why? Because 3 years have passed. Similarly, this 101 has 2%, and this the latest one 152 has 1%. I hope you are very clear till here. Can I show you which one, which poles we are talking about? So 51, 50 wala is this one, 101 is this one, and 152 is this one, right? Very simple. If you want to rectification, do that. If you simply want to do rectification, so what is the what is the how we can do it? 5,000. This is the initial one. Now take it from top 50, 101, and 152. 50, 101, and 152, and simply go to the question and write the. Array, yeah, question was in the last page. Write the probabilities in descending order 5, 3, 2, 1. Very easy. If we add it up, it comes to 256, right? And if we multiply by 160, our total cost would be 40960, right? Cumulative cost 89440, total cost 489440, and average cost 122360. I'm still we are going down, so we'll just go to next year. What is my next year? This guy is fifth year. Again 4 lakh. Now 5,000. I'm just showing you the trick which I told you, right? So 5,000. I'll just copy everything from here. 5,050, 101, 152. 5,050, 101, 152. And the latest one is 256. Right? I will go to the question and write everything in descending order. And how it is? This one is 7%. And then I'll copy from here. 5321. 5%, 3%. You might be thinking that this is very long and very confusing, but once you learn the approach, once you solve it 2 3 times, then it would be very good and easy to go. And trust me, this is the most best part of the solution, that it covers maximum marks. This type of question covers maximum marks. If you multiply this, it will give you 350, 2.5, 3, 3.04, 2.55. 362 into 160, and the cost is 57920. What would be my total cumulative cost? This one. And what would be my total cost? And what would be my average cost? Oh my God, it is decreasing. It means we will continue till 5 years and we will continue for more years till the cost increases. I need to draw more lines. The format you are understanding, right? This is the same way you have to make in your notebook also. Let's go to sixth year. Huh. 5,000, 50, 101, 152, 255, and the last one is 362, 361, 362. What is the probabilities? Again, descending order. 12%, 7, 5, 3, 2, 1. And if you add this up, you would get around 620, 1.77 or 622, right? Into 160. And this would add up to 99492. What would be my cumulative cost? So it would be 246,852. What would be my total cost? 646,853. Very simple. No magic science, right? 4 lakh plus 246 this cost. This comes to be 466. What would be my average cost? 107740. Now I would check that I am going up or down. Oh my God, again, this is my cost is going down. It means I will continue operating. I won't replace. Now I will go to seventh year. I will go to seventh year. Seventh year, right? 4 lakh, 5,000, 50, 101, 152, 265, 361, 621.77. So 20%, 12%, 7%, 5%, 3%, 2%, and 1%. If we add it up, it would give me around 1041.99 and cost would be 166,720. What would be my cumulative cost? 413161. What would be my total cost? 813161. 813161 divided by 7 comes to be 116166. Oh, finally the cost is increasing. Finally the cost is increasing. Earlier it was 1 lakh 7,000. Now it's 1 lakh 16,000. It means we will continue to operate till the end of sixth year, and in the seventh year I will replace. Like at the end of sixth year only I will replace. So this was my question, right? So in under group replacement policy, I will replace my machinery at the end of sixth year. Now here is a twist. What's twist, sir? Your module says that optimum replacement would be after fifth year and not sixth year. How come? So the way they have calculated is not at all acceptable, guys. I mean, I don't know what type of calculation they have done. You can see here 5,000 into 1.2. What is 1.2, guys? Right? If you are writing 12%, it should be 0.12. For 7%, you are writing 0.07. So for 12%, obviously it should be 0.12 and not 1.2. This is absolutely wrong. So just don't have to rely this and you have to follow the approach which we have followed. So this was again the good question. You can try, and if you have any doubt, you can again talk to me. Right? So, and so now we are going to start one of the most beautiful question of this chapter. Again, dealing with this individual replacement policy or group replacement policy. Before jumping to the question, I would give you a brief about what is this two type of policy. So, in individual replacement policy, what assumptions do we make? That As and when the breakdown will happen, we will replace the item. As and when the breakdown will happen, we will replace the item. But in group replacement policy, we decide a interval where we will replace all the components, all the spare parts, right? There would be one fixed cost and one variable cost. What would be the fixed cost? Fixed cost would be the cost of replacing all the spare parts, right? Suppose this cost is 2 rupees. And what would be the variable part? Variable part would be in group replacement policy, there would be some components which might be breakdown and some components which are already in running in good condition. So the one which got breakdown, these need to be replaced, and the cost of replacement 5 rupees would also be incurred. In individual replacement, only 5 rupees would be incurred, because we are only replacing the spare parts which got damaged. In group replacement, we are incurring fixed cost also, right? Fixed cost means cost of replacing the good ones, and variable one, the cost of replacing the bad one. Why they we are comparing? Because in some cases group replacement policy could be good, because since we are replacing all the parts in a regular interval of time, so the quantity of breakdowns and quantity of damage would be very less in this group replacement. That's why we are comparing. Because initially, after seeing this, you might be thinking that here is a 7 rupees cost and here is 5 rupees cost. So obviously, individual replacement is better. But no, here number of breakdowns would be very high, and here number of breakdown would be very low, because this is regular in regular interval. We are just replacing the all the parts, right? So this was a brief about what is group replacement and what is individual replacement. Now we would start reading the question. What it says? So it says that a large computer installation contains 2000 components of identical nature which are subject to failure as probability distribution as for the follows, right? First month there would be 10, second 25, third 50, fourth 80, and 500. Just remember, 100% probability is given. It means that the question is giving cumulative probability, right? If we want to convert it into individual probability, simply we would reduce it. This would be 10, this would be 15, this would be 25, this would be 30, and this would be 20. So probability of failure in fourth month is 30%, and till 4 months is 80%, right? Components which fail have to be replaced for efficient functioning of the system, obviously. If they are replaced as and when failure occurs, it means individual replacement policy. Replacement cost is 3 rupees. Alternatively, if all the components are replaced in one lot, it means group replacement. Alternatively, if all the components are replaced in one lot at periodic interval and individually replace only such failure as and when occur in group replacement, the cost of replacement would be 1 rupees. It means in group replacement, fixed cost would be 1 rupees per unit and variable cost would be 3 rupees. And in individual replacement, only 3 rupees. Us is which policy of replacement would be economical? So we will start our solution. It means we have to compare what we have to compare comparison of individual replacement policy and group replacement policy. First one is individual replacement. So how we'll calculate cost of individual replacement? Simply total number of failures into replacement cost. What would be total number of failures? Total number of failures, you can calculate it below this question, working out one. How? Number of failures is equal to how much is given in question? Total units 2000 divided by average life. How average life would be calculated? So we will calculate average life. Where is question right this? So 1 into 10%. In second month it's 15%. In third month probability is 25%. In fourth month it's 30%. And in fifth month it's 20%, right? So we are just multiplying month with probabilities to calculate average life in month. 1 into 10% M plus, 2 into 15% M plus, 3 into 25% M plus, 4 into 30% M plus, 5 into 20% M plus. It would give me 3.35 months. And what would be so, guys, one unit is running in a good condition for 3.35 months. So failure would be total unit 5,000 divided by life 3.35. It means it would be 575 failures per month. So 597 into what is cost? Cost is 3. So my final answer is cost is 1791 per month. So this is cost of individual replacement. Now we will go to group replacement. Again, we need to prepare the table, right? Month, group replacement cost, or it was called purchase cost in our earlier part. Then repair cost, cumulative repair cost, total cost, and average cost. So in first month, what is my group replacement cost? So I would say that 2000 unit into 1, it means 2000 rupees. How much is my repair cost? So I will check the probability that out of 2000 units, what is the percentage of failure? So question says 10%, right? So this is 200. And what is cost? Cost of replacement individually is 3. So it comes to be 600. Cumulative cost is 600. Again, total cost is 2600. Average cost is, what is analysis of this part? This says that if we do group replacement in the first month, then what would be our total cost? So we would say that there are two components of group replacement cost. First is fixed cost. The fixed cost would be 2000 irrespective of failures. And second part is variable cost. And variable cost means dependent upon the number of failures. So number of failures were 2000 and cost was 3. So this comes to be 600. So average cost is 2600. Now we'll go to second month. Second month, guys, again, group replacement cost would be same. What would be the repair cost? So in second month, probability is 15%, right? But again, the same logic, the 200 spare parts which already got replaced in the first month would again get failed. So what is the probability of those 200? Since 1 month has passed, so 10% probability. 320. And what is the cost? So 960 is our total cost. What is the cumulative repair cost? This would be 600 plus 960. It means 1560. Total cost 3560. And what is the average cost? 1780. It means that average cost is going down. So analysis is, if we do group replacement in second month, so average cost would be 1780 per month, or for 2 months it would be 3560, right? Oh, straight line. Nice. So now we'll go to third month. In third month, again, group replacement cost would be same, 2000. What would be individual replacement cost? So 2000 unit. In third month, probability is 25%. For these 200, 2 months have passed, right? So probability would be 15%. And for the one which got repaired just last month, the probability is 10% in unit were 320 units. What would be total cost? 1686 plus 1560. This would be 3246. Total cost for current month, including fixed cost, 5246, and average cost. I'm in a right column, yes. 1748.67. It means again the cost is reducing. Now we will go to fourth month to check. Group replacement cost 2000. Now in the fourth month, probability is 30%. For those 200 units repaired in the first month, probability is 25%. Why? Because 3 months have passed. For next units, 15%. For next last, it was 10%. Cumulative cost 5508. Total cost for the month 7508. Just adding 2000. Average cost 1877. Oh my god! It means group replacement is best at month 3. Why? Because after 4 months, the cost is getting increased to 1877. So what we will say? So now we'll compare that individual cost in individual replacement policy and in group replacement policy. The cost was 1791 per month and it was 1748 per month. So it means, guys, it means if we are doing individual replacement policy at third year, my total cost would be 5246 or average cost would be 1748. Whereas if I do individual replacement, so at the end of this 3 months, my cost would be 1791 per month. So we would say that this group replacement policy is best, and when it is best when it is done after a period of 3 months. So in every 3 months, group replacement policy has to be done, right? So this was first part of the question. Shall we tally this part till here? Okay, now we'll jump. What it say? 3.35 was our answer, right? Since the average cost is lowest in the third month, the optimum interval replacement is 3 months. Also, the cost of 1791 uh, is of individual replacement, so group replacement is better, right? Now let's look at the second part. Oh my god, where is question? Okay. Now question is saying that if group replacement is economical at current cost, which is actual situation, if group replacement is economic at current cost, then assess at what cost of individual replacement would group replacement would be uneconomical. Okay, let's break it down. So group replacement policy, individual replacement policy. What is cost of group replacement policy? It's just 1 rupees. And what is cost of individual replacement policy? It's 3 rupees, right? So question is asking, if group replacement is economical, then assess what cost of individual replacement group replacement would be uneconomical. It means we have to reduce this 3 rupees to such number that this policy would be uneconomical and individual replacement policy gets economical, right? So this we have to solve. Now let's look at third part. What question is saying? Let's read the question, right? How high can be the cost per unit in group replacement to make preference for individual replacement policy? Aren't they looking same? So in this part, it was asking that what cost of individual replacement would be group replacement uneconomical, or at what cost of individual replacement would be good. Again, it is asking that how high the cost in group replacement to make it individual replacement policy a good policy. So in this part, it is asking that how high this cost could be so that group replacement should equal to individual replacement. In first part, it was asking how 3 rupees, how much 3 rupees should go down, and in this part it is saying how 1 rupee should go up, right? So both costs are equal. So this we have to solve. This was the difference between second and third part. Why we discussed here? Because they look similar. So how we'll compare the two costs? Basic assumption is that we will keep both the costs equal, right? And then we will say that this is the portion where both costs are equal. Now, if these costs increase or decrease, accordingly, we can make the decision. For third month, group replacement cost equal to individual replacement cost. This assumptions we are making. How do we calculate group replacement cost? Total cost divided by n, where n are number of month, is equal to individual replacement. Individual replacement is number of failures into individual replacement cost. We will derive this formula logically just after 2 minutes. Let's solve the question. For our exam purpose, this much is sufficient. This much presentation is sufficient. How much is total cost? So total cost is 2000 units into 1 rupees plus 1082 into, let the individual replacement cost be k, divided by number of month, again 597 into k. So since we have to calculate the individual replacement cost, we have to assume that this cost is unknown, and hence we are assuming that this cost is k. Now how this 1082 came, we'll show in working note 1. Working note 1. Since we are doing it for the third month, so failure in first month plus failure in second month plus failure in third month. We'll go to our solution. Failure in first month was 200, in second month it was 320, and in third month it was 562. So if I added this up, 200 plus 320 plus 562, 1082, right? And why we are taking this from that table? Because we are in this part, we are calculating about this part is, guys, group replacement, and this one is individual replacement. 2000 plus 1082k is equal to 597k into 3. Do you want me to solve this, or you can solve this? Okay, let's do it. 2000 is equal to 597 into 3. 1791k minus 1082k. Why? Because this will go this side. Now k is equal to 2000 divided by 1791 minus 1082, 709. K is equal to 2.82, 2.82, guys, 2.82. So where we were comparing the cost? Okay, here only. So what we were discussing that individual replacement cost is 3 rupees and group replacement cost is 1 rupees. So how much this cost should decrease? How much this cost should decrease so that individual replacement policy is good? So we have found that 2.82 is the ideal point. It means if we decrease individual replacement cost, if we decrease individual replacement cost below 2.82, then individual replacement would be better. And so this is our final solution, right? Now I was going to derive this formula to you, and how this formula came. So what we were comparing, group replacement is equal to individual replacement. Now, what type of cost is including in group replacement? So one is guys fixed cost, which is total unit into group replacement cost, and second part is individual value cost. So individual cost is number of failures in the individual replacement cost, right? Divided by number of month. Why? Because we are taking the average cost. And what is individual replacement cost? Individual replacement cost is simply failure into individual replacement cost. So here in this part, this thing we need to calculate it. That's why we took it as K or X, right? Or Z, whatever you want to take. Rest other things were given. Total unit 2000 was given, group replacement of 1 rupees was given, 3 month was given. Again, failure was given, number of failures, right? And this individual replacement cost was K. So easily we calculated. Now let's jump into the third part of the question. What it says, how much how much group replacement cost should increase above 1 rupees so that individual is better, right? So now we need to calculate group replacement cost. It means that in our second part, this part would be X or this part would be K. C part. Again, formula would be same, guys, right? What would be the formula? Let me keep that question this side. Sorry. Total cost divided by N is equal to number of failures into individual replacement cost, right? What is my total cost? So total cost for group replacement, right? This for group replacement. So total cost is 2000 into, earlier we were knowing that 1 rupee is the cost, but in this part we are not knowing the cost. So this plus number of failures into individual replacement cost. So this would, how much were the number of failures, guys? These were 562 failures. How come 562? Wait. So did you understand what I am calculating? So this part is fixed part and this one is variable part. And in variable part, we calculated number of failure into 3 rupees individual replacement cost, right? Now 562 is this. In the third month, there were 562 failures. And this we are calculating for the third month, right? So 2000 K plus 563 into 3 would be 3246 is equal to 597 into 3. 2000 K is equal to 597 into 3. Oh, I think I did something wrong. Yes. Okay. So this 3 would again come there, this side. It would be 5373. Okay. Minus 3246. So K is equal to 5373 minus 3246. 2127 divided by 2000, which comes to be 1.06. So I would say that we need to increase this 1 rupees to 1.06 in order to make individual group replacement policy better. So these were the two parts of the question. I hope you understood. If you don't understood, just view this part again. And anyways, you can contact me call me or text me so we can also discuss, right? Let's compare the solution. So 2.82 was B part answer and 1.06 was C part answer. 2.82, right? 1.06. When unit cost is more than 1.06, then individual replacement is better. When group replacement is smaller than 2.82, group replacement would be uneconomical. I hope this part is clear to you. So let's discuss last question of this video. So last question deals with a very interesting topic, and which is differentiating between reliability, maintainability, and availability. So let's talk about what these three terms are. Suppose I have a machinery, right? So my machinery runs in a good condition for 7 days, and then suddenly it gets breakdown, and it is taking 2 days to repair, and again it is working for 7 days. So now tell me, what is the reliability of this machinery? So can I say that reliability is 7 days? Why? Because reliability means the machine running in a good condition. So 7 days is my reliability. Second is, what is my maintainability? So maintainability means once my machine got repaired, once it got breakdown, how much time it will again get, how much time it will take to repair. So I would say that my maintainability is only 2 days. In 2 days, I can repair the machinery and bring back to its main maintained condition. And what is my availability, total availability? So I would say that in one cycle of 9 days, my machinery is on good condition for 7 days. So it means my availability was 77%, right? So these are the three very easy terms. You can note this down. What do we mean by reliability? So reliability means how much time system performed without failure. So the metric used here is mean time between failure. Between two failure, my machine was running in a good condition for 7 days. So this is my reliability. What was my maintainability? Once failure occurred, how long does it take to repair? So in my case, it took just 2 days. So metric was mean time to repair. Lower the better. Lower the better. Reliability is higher the better. And what is availability? Out of total time, reliable and maintainable, how much time it was actually working, how much time it was productive. So it is simply mean time between failure. It means running in a good condition divided by total time, which is mean time between failure plus mean time to repair. Now let's look at the question. It says that product A has mean time between failure. Product A has mean time between failure of 30 hours and mean time to repair is 5 hours. And product B has mean time to failure of 40 hours. Wow. And to repair it just take 2 hours. Which machinery is good, guys? Tell me which machinery is good. So we will calculate availability. No, we will firstly calculate reliability. What is reliability? Reliability means mean time between failure. So product A has 30 hours and product B has 40 hours. Obviously, product B is better, right? Why? Because it has high mean time between failure. Now, second part is which one is more maintainable? So maintainability is machinery A takes 5 hours to repair and machinery B takes 2 hours to repair. Obviously, again, my product B is better. Why? Because it takes less mean time to repair. Lesser the better. Now, third part is availability. And what is availability? Availability is mean time between failure divided by mean time between failure plus mean time to repair. It means for A, total running part in good condition was 30 hours and total time was 35 hours. For B, it was 40 hour and 40 plus 2. So 30 divided by 35 and 40 divided by 42. It means productivity is 85% here and 95% here. So obviously B is better. I hope you are clear. Product B, and again product B. So product B is good in everything. So now we are done with most of the question. So guys, if you are watching till here, just like and subscribe the channel, and just wait for the second part. If you guys say, I will also upload the second part, which is the theory part, right? So tata, bye bye, take care.